Greetings to all. You are watching Wisdom with Anthony Sir. Today we are going to talk about on very serious issue. Sir, I do not have somebody to practice with. How can I improve my English by talking to myself only? So the solution here that we will be just looking for some aspects in order to improve our communication skill. So far that has been becoming the hindrance in the way of learning. So without wasting time, let us get started. Sometimes we think that we don't have somebody in order to be in the conversation. How can I be sound fluent, or how can I be pretend myself fluent, or how can I show my fluency? But before that, I must ask you something. Have you ever seen a soldier going into the battlefield without a preparation or training? So that training is a part on which one works upon oneself. Yes, you heard it correct. Before entering the battlefield, we need to work upon ourselves. What I mean to say by saying all these facts? We need to speak to ourselves first. In order to improve, or in order to be fluent or good in the conversation, we need to work upon ourselves. So how can I talk to myself in order to improve my English or make my English better? I have some points you can just go through and screenshot this, and let us discuss one by one. The very first I have for you, which is very important, that is observe your daily routine activities. From the beginning of the day, that is called dawn, and till the end, that is called dusk. So how many activities are being done around us? How many things we see around? Maybe at home, at work, at office, at university, at job place, wherever we are, how many activities that we see happening around us. Why can't we start with those activities just by observing in our native language, in our mother tongue? Then we can ask ourselves, what shall I say these activities in English? Or how shall I say this in English? This is the most important part of a practice of oneself. Once I was struggling in English, let me narrate you with a small illustration. I was also struggling, so I was thinking that how could I improve my English in a better way? I started observing the daily routine activities, and I am guaranteeing you that you are going to find more than hundreds activities that you have even no knowledge that how can you express those in English. Yes, there will be thousands, there will be hundreds. And when you come across those, there will be a curiosity. Why I am asking you to observe everything? You know, my habit is just to look around and to observe what is happening around, or how can I say this thing or that thing, even the names of the object. This is the very first and the basic thing that you can put into practice to improve yourself when you talk to yourself. Suppose you are observing. Somebody is going, somebody is taking something, somebody is performing any activity. There will be the curiosity in your mind that how can I say that in English? Yes, it will happen. And when you observe that, you will talk to yourself, how shall I say that in English? Then you will find. You may go to your mentor, you may go to your teacher, you may talk to yourself, you can find the answer yourself. Whatever the solution that you are going to find to make yourself better, everything will work and everything has to work because you are on a learning process, and I'm damn sure that you will get the best result out of that. Once you put it in the practice, and you will find a wonderful change. Because day one you will be here, after 10 days you have lots of activities that you know that how can I say that in English. Your vocabulary is improved, your expressions are improved, you become pretty confident because you know something, you bagged some words, some structures. I know, I think you can estimate what Sir is trying to tell us. Right? Let us move on to second. That is, keep speaking to yourself in the heart. You know, that is most important part. When you sit somewhere and you think how much I have improved. Okay, I practiced this much. I need to improve more. This activity is being done before my very eyes. How can I say this? Okay, he is going. Today I did this. Today I got up By the time I got up, it was getting late. So I got ready for school, university, college, office, whatever. Then I thought of just skipping my breakfast, but still, then I thought of my hectic schedule. Then I thought of keeping something to eat, or I had some eatables with me. I carried. I took it, I rushed to my respective place. I reached there. Then whatever happened, like, you can speak this in your heart. Suppose you are office goer. So whatever the time you get, suppose you get an hour or half an hour after having your snacks or whatever, you can spend 5 to 10 minutes while sitting alone and talk to yourself in the heart. If you are a student, talk to yourself during recess or whenever you get a time. Whenever you get time, immerse yourself in English. The main thing is that you need to create an aura around you, a picture around you that put you every time to speak English, to think in English, and to speak in English to yourself in the heart. And believe me, you will improve. You will have to improve, because the efforts are being done in the right place brings the right result. Speaking to oneself is the most important part of learning. You may read books, you may listen to different structures, you may go for different rules of grammar, you may listen to many things, but unless you listen to yourself, unless you speak to yourself, you can't improve. We need to understand this very fact. It works. If you have not implemented this so far, just please do implement and do let me know the result. Obviously, I will be very curious to know your result, that how it is wonderful so far in your journey of learning English. Third is, go in front of the mirror, check your expression, check your confidence level, check your pronunciation, and speak it up. The person you look into the mirror will be the best helper of yours in learning, you know. He or she will tell you, are you going well? Have you practiced enough today? Are you speaking rightly? Or the person, when you look into the mirror, when you put your eyes into his or her eyes, you will get all the answers. Because the confidence you are going to get from that person, that is indescribable, incredible experience that you are going to have. Those who are really, and they are enthusiastic to learn English, they can relate what I mean to say. When we go in front of the mirror, we talk to the person we see into the mirror, believe me, many results are in positive in that way, and then in that moment only. That brings you a different kind of attitude, you know. Yes, it works. But you need to immerse in English completely. When you talk to yourself, what happens? You first of all come to know your own level, and that confidence. Suppose you say, if you are a beginner, you can relate it. If you are a beginner and listening to my video, you just look into the mirror and you see, you check out expression, everything, the deliverance, everything, that the way you deliver the sentence, the way you speak it up, the way you make your hand movements, your gestures, everything, body language. That's going to be wonderful, and it will be helping you out in a drastic way to improve, because it will teach you in a better way that nobody else can teach. As I said, the person you are looking in the mirror is a wonderful person, and he or she is surely going to help you out in that case. Next, I have my favorite. Just take a topic which I call jam theory. What is jam theory? Just a minute. Suppose in the evening you come back from wherever you have your place, your job place, your workplace, university, school, whatever. You come back and you just want to speak about your daily routine, an experience, an event, an incident that took place throughout the day. If you want to speak about that, or any experience that you would like to speak, you need to pick that one, think about that. Okay, suppose you celebrated your birthday today. How can you express that? For an example, I got up in the morning, then it was a wonderful experience that the family members were around the bed. They wished me, their wishes just really made me feel wonderful. then afterwards I got ready for my work. I came back. By the time I was not expecting even any sort of surprise, but my family member, they just organized a party. Many of my friends were called. Like that, you can just prepare and think, and when you give 1 minute to think on the topic, and when you go either in front of a mirror or even in front of your mobile phone, or even simply you just go into your room and speak it out, believe me, you will really assess yourself, where I am and how I am doing. Believe me, it works in a drastic way. That is the one thing that I used to do and still I do, and believe me, that really works. 101% it works. We need to speak to ourselves first, my dear. That is really loving and energetic, and even makes you pretty much confident. Take a topic. It can be in past tense, it can be your present, any activity that you do or you perform every day, or it can be any present continuous tense, what is happening around in front of your eyes. It can be anything, or it can be taken as a future event that will take place. You are going to go on a trip, or you may visit some place, or you may go somewhere, or you may perform any activity. It can be anything, or according to your planning, or whatever. Maybe inadvertently, if you are going to do something, that also can be thinking. No, we are thinking and we are talking to ourselves in order to improve. Right? Last but not least, I have, actually the list is very long, but I have selected 5 most important topics of those that how can I talk to myself. Last but not least, listen to your favorite content. When you listen to your favorite content, it can be games, it can be movies, it can be any app, it can be anything that you want yourself to indulge in very delightfully. So that I am telling you, you just do watch that, and after watching that, you just talk to yourself that, wow, how I watched that, what was that, just try to repeat that, how the things were done, and try to just speak it that in English if you have watched that in native language. But I prefer you to watch that in English. You can go with the subtitles in case if you are not doing the subtitles. If you are an advanced learner, please don't do that. If you are intermediate, even I must not prefer you to do so, please. For the beginners, I am telling you, if you are intermediate, just go with the without subtitles, and just try to ask, okay, I listened in the video that how much I am able to. That my favorite TV show that I was watching, or I was listening to any talks. I watched some talks, and how much I could express those talks, how much I'm able to speak that content. By a hook or by a crook, I need to speak fluently. That's the case, and that's the motto. So all in all, I must tell you, if you want to improve yourself, there is a technique that is called talking to oneself in order to improve yourself, and that technique really works if you follow all these patterns and practice each and every single day without skipping one. Believe me, you are going to improve your English in a wonderful way, and I will be very delightful and very happy that you are improving, because a little effort will change somebody's life and thoughts. So thank you, take care, bye bye. If you like the video, please hit the like button and do subscribe the channel if you are visiting for the very first time. It will be the great support of yours, because learning is a process which never comes to an end. Keep learning. Take care. Bye bye.